had to gain 1 million views in just 3 days in YouTube. Very secret tips. You know that's secret, but you only have 7 views as of 2 years ago, also known as the treasure he cannot possess himself. Hello Redditors of the internet, Noble Xenon here, and welcome to r/AgedLikeMilk Part 3. Let's get started. For this next one, we've got ourselves an analyst trying to predict the smartphone market. Windows Phone will beat Android in 2013, analyst explains. This was from 2011, by the way. Late last week, BGR wrote about a recent report suggesting Microsoft's share of the global smartphone market would overtake Google's share in 2015, and Windows Phone would become the best-selling smartphone platform in the world at that point. A very bold prediction, which was wrong because the Windows Phone is now dead. This next one's titled 5 shares of Amazon.com. I'm gonna take this penny and buy 5 shares of Amazon.com. To be fair, we're still quite a ways away from the year 3000, so this prediction could still go either way. Don't think Reddit will exist by then, but if it does, you can find me on r/AgedLikeMilk. This next one's titled Just a Fad. In 1903, the president of Michigan Savings Bank advised Henry Ford's lawyer Horace Rackham not to invest in the Ford Motor Company, insisting, "The horse is here to stay, but the automobile is only a novelty, a fad." For this next one, we don't see these every day. It's a positive Aged Like Milk. Me waiting for the Josh fight even though I know it's gonna be a disappointment. Well, after all that waiting, the results are in, and little Josh won. A wholesome story all around. This next one is about Apple's social network. Apple's Ping social network is already too big to fail. Apple audaciously seems to think the world actually needs another social network. One that you even need special software to be part of to boot. With the introduction Wednesday of Ping, a music-centered community that exists only within iTunes, they are probably right. And then some. Ping could easily be the opening gambit. I have never even heard of this. That's how you know it's aged like milk. Why are you littering? I am a jerk. Check. I don't care about natural areas. Check. Mommy still cleans up after me. Check. All of the above. Check. Supported by Duke Energy. And then, Duke Energy fined $102 million for polluting rivers with coal ash. Gonna need a lot more than Mommy to clean up that one. We go to Twitter for this next one. You never regret going to the gym. And then, at Pure Gym, I am locked in one of your gyms, rung all available numbers to be connected to voicemail, and the manager said he's going to bed. Update, he's free. Glad to hear it. But it turns out he wasn't exactly locked inside the gym, just that the gate to get out of the car park was locked, leaving him and 8 other people basically trapped. 8 people? Damn. New York Times, December 8th, 1903. Man won't fly for 1,000,000 years. To build a flying machine would require the combined and continuous efforts of mathematicians and mechanics for 1,000,000 to 10 million years. Basically saying, no, man is never gonna fly. And the craziest thing is that just a few days later, the Wright brothers achieved flight on December 17th, 1903. Just 9 days after the article was written. For this next one, if you're running a Ponzi scheme, the last person you should invite on your live stream event is Edward Snowden. Yeah, you probably don't want to get one of the world's most famous whistleblowers. Hashtag behind the scenes. 1 day left before the launch of On the Record Live with our amazing guest speakers, giveaways, living your best moment, and none other than Edward Snowden in interview with yours truly. See you then. Hashtag live on the record, hashtag pick life. And then, Edward Snowden joined an online elite real estate investment club Saturday afternoon, spoke for several minutes about whistleblowing, called out one of the hosts for allegedly running a Ponzi scheme, then logged out in one of the more bizarre online conferences in recent memory. Part of the conference was hosted by a man named Sunil the Wealthy Cop Tulsiani, I'm not sure on the pronunciation of that, who had been twice quasi-criminally charged in 2015 with violating a lifetime ban on trading securities that had been imposed by the Ontario Securities Commission in 2011, due to his role in the role of his private investment club, PIC, in a $4.5 million Ponzi scheme. Also, multi-level marketing companies at least offer a product. Ponzi schemes are just something else. Larry tweets in 2011, Shane Dawson rocks, and then in 2020, never mind. Yeah, never mind on that one. And Dion's World posts the big dogs, Shane Dawson and Onision. Oh no, what a combination. I'm not gonna get too much in the details of what these people did, but just know they did some effed up stuff. By the way, if you're enjoying the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, but only if you really want to though. This next one's titled, Rest in Peace the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch will be another failure by Nintendo. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? This next one's titled, I have a sleep pod at home. Google has sleep pods, Yelp has beer, why don't we just live at work? Yeah, let's not do that please. If we want to further blur the boundaries between leisure and work, offices will be full of pool tables, nursery webcams, and exercise treadmills before we know it. Now because of COVID, a lot of people are working from home, which means it kinda went the other way around. This next one's titled, Bitcoin to the Moon! From the guy who had a $50,000 price target on Bitcoin for year-end 2018, my gold forecast came a lot closer than your Bitcoin forecast. Plus, at least gold will eventually hit 5K, Bitcoin will never hit 50K. Well, it did hit 50K, but now all the cryptos are crashing. A bit of a crypto bubble was going on there, way too much hype, but they usually recover, so it just takes a while. This next one might be a bit late, but damn! Game of Thrones wings it. Running out of books was the best thing that could happen to the HBO show. No, it was probably the worst. Especially with, certain showrunners in charge. Benioff and Weiss, you know who you are, and you know what you did. And continuing on the topic of Game of Thrones, well, just think of all the episodes as bonus filler time to occupy your mind between when Dance of Dragons comes out and Book 6 in 2017. That Book 6, we are still waiting for it in 2021. I think George R. R. Martin may have written himself into a wall or something. There's just way too many characters and plot lines, so it must be incredibly difficult. We go all the way back to 1876 for this next one. This telephone has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication. This device is inherently of no value to us. Western Union, 1876. And now take a look at the telephone. It's evolved since then, with cell phones and now smartphones. Who knows what's next? For this next one, at least cats don't eat crops, mate. The case against cats. Why Australia has declared war on feral felines. It comes with an explanation. A couple years ago, Australia had a war against feral cats and started killing them seemingly to preserve Australia's other native species. After killing a ton of cats, this year they have a nice infestation on a biblical scale. Damn. I guess they meant mice there instead of nice. But still, remember the last time Australia declared war against animals? It did not go well. They've learned nothing from the Emu War. For this next one, we've got ourselves a gold mine of technology predictions. Skip the first one since we already covered it in another post. 1876. The Americans have need of the telephone, but we do not. We have plenty of messenger boys. And then in 1889, Thomas Edison said, fooling around with alternating current AC is just a waste of time. Nobody will ever use it. Ever. 1903, again it was covered in a previous post. 1921, the wireless music box has no imaginable commercial value. Who would pay for a message sent to no one in particular? 1926. While theoretically and technically television may be feasible, commercially and financially it is an impossibility. Well, they found a way to make it possible by shoving a bunch of ads down your throat. 1932. there is not the slightest indication that nuclear energy will ever be obtainable. It would mean that the atom would have to be shattered at will, and that was Einstein that said that. Just goes to show how hard the future is when even Einstein had some wrong predictions. 1936, a rocket will never be able to leave the Earth's atmosphere. To the moon! 1946, television won't be able to hold on to any market it captures after the first 6 months. People will soon get tired of staring at a plywood box every night. Either that, or people will become addicted to staring at plywood boxes, although they're not made of plywood anymore. 1949. Where a calculator on the ENIAC is equipped with 18,000 vacuum tubes and weighs 30 tons, computers of the future may have only 1,000 vacuum tubes and perhaps weigh 1.5 tons. Popular mechanics. 1957. I have traveled the length and breadth of this country and talked with the best people, and I can assure you that data processing is a fad that won't last out the year. Editor of Prentice Hall Business Books. 1959. The world potential market for copying machines is 5,000 at most, IBM told the eventual founders of Xerox. 1961. There is practically no chance communication space satellites will be used to provide better telephone, telegraph, television, or radio service inside the United States. And that was the commissioner of the FCC. 1977. There is no reason for any individual to have a computer in his home. Ken Olsen, founder of Digital Equipment Corp. Now a lot of people have computers in their pockets. 1981. No one will need more than 637 kilobytes of memory for a personal computer. 640 kilobytes ought to be enough for anybody. Bill Gates, co-founder and chairman of Microsoft. Gonna need a lot more memory than that nowadays. 1981, cellular phones will absolutely not replace local wire systems. Marty Cooper, inventor. 1989, we will never make a 32-bit operating system. Bill Gates again! Bill Gates, what is going on? You would think as someone in technology, you would be more forward-thinking. 1992, the idea of a personal communicator in every pocket is a pipe dream driven by greed. 1995, I predict the internet will soon go spectacularly supernova, and in 1996, catastrophically collapse. Those are some strong words there. You're making it seem like the internet was about to explode. Well, it did explode, not in the way you said it would though. 2003, the subscription model of buying music is bankrupt. I think you could make available the second coming in a subscription model and it might not be successful. Steve Jobs. And finally, in 2007, there is no chance the iPhone is going to get any significant market share. So all these things tell you that technology is just way too hard to predict. Even the smartest people in the world can't get it right. This next one's titled Goodbye.com Hello.xyz. Thanks to Google's Alphabet.xyz will end .com dominance. Alphabet revealed that it is making its online home at abc.xyz a move that could end .com dominance for good. The problem is that basically every major website uses .com, so it would be very difficult to switch to anything else. This next one's titled 2020 is going to be a great year. Hey guys, February 2nd, 2020 is on a Sunday, April 4th is on a Saturday, June 6th on a Saturday, August 8th on a Saturday, October 10th on a Saturday, and December 12th on a Saturday. My father said next year is a wonderful year. There are many weekends with a beautiful date. Then pick one for your special day. 2020 seems lit so far. I mean, for a lot of people, 2020 sucked unless you were a billionaire. This next one was in an article on how to befriend people at work. Step 2. Be someone you'd want to be friends with. I like to think of this step as channeling your inner Ellen DeGeneres. Yeah, that one did not age well. After all, when was the last time you heard anyone hate Ellen? Answer, well, it's not never anymore, that's for sure. Everyone loves her because she doesn't take herself too seriously, she's funny without being snarky or mean, and she seems like a genuinely nice person. And for this last one, he's got a point. The horse versus the automobile. Before you discard your horse and buy an auto, it is well to think of the cost. Figure how much you spend for harness, and then think of what new tires amount to. Figure up what it takes to feed Dobbin in a year, and then think of gasoline, repairs, and storage charges. Dobbin is worth what you paid for him 2 years ago. Where's the man with an auto that can say the same? I thought so. Come in and get a new harness instead of a new car, and remember that Dobbin will take you through snow and mud as well as on good roads, and that his carburetor is never out of order. And Sarcastic Potato said, well, he convinced me. Now, where can I trade my car for a horse? You know what? I'm gonna go get myself a horse too. Meanwhile, I'd like to thank all of my patrons, especially Cole Pollock, Henrik G.F. Mickelson, Catalin Cormandy, Kathy Loves Cats, Misty Lewis, Roman Parker, Seth Southwell, Spoonie the Rogue, and Benjamins. You can join in a link below, and thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. If you have something interesting to say, don't forget to comment. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little notification bell. See you guys next time.